Alright, so when did you first start rapping?
I first started rapping, I would say around 2003.
Okay. Was that after or before you witnessed your death?
I was after. In like 2003, 2000, the way that whole situation was kind of strange. Everything started August 24th, 2000. I was at my girlfriend's house at the time.
Okay.
And, I stopped by to talk to her. We were in a room, and I was sitting on the floor, she was sitting on the bed. And then just out of the blue, I just seen like myself getting shot. And immediately I could feel a sense of death. I could feel my soul being dragged to hell. It was scary. And so I asked her, I said, do you think I'll go to heaven or hell? And she said, I think you go to hell. And I asked her why, and she said, look at how you're living. At the time I was selling dope, I was pimping, I was living fast. So it really wouldn't have been a shocker if it would have happened. And I heard God say, if you marry her, I'll spare your life. At the time, when I had met her, she told me she was a virgin. I believe she was a virgin. Family was really in the church and stuff. And she asked me, she said, the night that she gave me her virginity, she said, could you ever see yourself marrying me? I told her, yeah, I never really had no intention on doing it, And I think that always stood over my head some way. And so the next day, we went to Vegas. I asked her, I said, would you marry me? She said, yeah. So the next day we went to Vegas, and when we landed in Vegas, it felt heavenly. You know what I'm saying? Like I had been to Vegas before. We used to go to Mike Tyson fights and stuff like that. And it never felt like that. And so I remember when we checked into the hotel, we went to go get our marriage license at the City Hall in Las Vegas. So we were in the cab, and I remember being in the cab, and I looked at the signs, because like when you're on Las Vegas Boulevard, you could see like a digital, it's a lot of digital boards. I remember seeing a board counting down. It was like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I didn't know what it started at, but as it was counting down, I could hear a voice in my head saying, the world as you know will be over when it hits 0. And so I remember also that same cab ride, I could hear the dispatcher say, Terrell, are you a believer? That's my real name, Terrell. And I had never said my name in the cab or anything. And I looked at my girlfriend at the time. I said, did you hear that? She said, what are you talking about? I said, they just said my name. She's like, no, I ain't hear nothing, you tripping. And so I kind of like shook it off. And I kept looking out the window, then I heard it again. I said, Terrell, you a believer? And this time I answered with my mind. I said, yeah. And because I wanted to see where this was going, And the dispatcher said, he said he's a believer. So after getting our marriage license, we headed back to the hotel. We registered to get married that night in Bally's. And we left again. We were gonna go to the mall. And we were standing in front of the hotel, because then the cabs pull up in front of the hotels in Vegas. So the cab pulled up. I got in first. And when I got in the cab driver just pulled off. And my girlfriend was supposed to get in the car too. And I was like, man, what are you doing? You're my girlfriend. And he gave me a look, like he looked back like that, like just ride. You know what I'm saying? He gave me a look like just ride. And so I did. And I ended up asking him to take me to the mall. I wanted to go get my eyes checked. Because I had been seeing all this stuff, and so when I walked inside, I think it was like a LensCrafter or something. And so when I walked inside the mall into the LensCrafter, the doctor's office, the LensCrafter felt like it was a LensCrafter that was working with heaven. Like as soon as I crossed that threshold, it just felt like I was stepping into another dimension. So I'm automatically feeling like, where am I? You know what I'm saying? And so I looked through the scope and stuff. I was telling the doctor about it, about what I had seen, and he said something that always stood out to me. He said, look up and down like buttons on a shirt, and side to side like headlights on a Cadillac. It sounded like something a pimp would say, but it was like a sense of comfort for me, but it was also a way of saying that you're in a different place. But I bought some glasses. I started walking back to the hotel. I was the only one that had the keys to the hotel, and the room was in my name. So I'm walking back, and I'm starting to immediately have doubts about getting married. And as soon as I could hear, as soon as I started feeling like that, I could feel that feeling of death come over me again. And so I started praying to God. I was like, God, I don't know what's happening, but could you rain on me, cleanse my mind, body? So I started thinking about Euphoria. Euphoria had that song, it was like, would you sprinkle me? And so that's what made me think about asking God to cleanse me. So long story short, I ended up going back to the hotel. I walked inside Bally's. Downstairs in Bally's, they have this thing called Bally's on the Ave. Bally's on the Ave stood out to me because it had the word Ave, and I was thinking, about some block days as a hustler. So I walked down, I'm looking up in the stores. They have like stores there and boutiques. So I'm getting to the point of what I was telling you. So I get to one of the boutiques. I seen the fisherman hat that reminded me of E40, because E40 used to wear the fisherman hat, and it was a Show Me the Money shirt. So because Jerry Maguire came out, and I like Jerry Maguire. So I went and I tried all that stuff on in the dressing room. As soon as I closed the door and put it on, I could feel the hands of God touch my shoulders like this behind me. And I hear him say, do you want to continue to pimp, or do you want to try music? At the time, I never wrote a song a day in my life, but I had some money to back some friends that I knew that did music. And so I said, I want to do music. And so I got back to the Bay Area. None of my friends were serious about getting to the studio. I had a lot of complications getting them there. And so I said, forget it, I just tried to write. That's how I started writing.